Hey guys, this is a little bit of a different type of video. I walked down to the river behind my house here. It's an absolutely beautiful day. And I've been getting lots of inquiries about advice on starting a YouTube fishing channel. And I've noticed a lot of my friends are starting their own YouTube channels, which is great. So today I thought I'd go over 3 reasons why you should start a YouTube fishing channel, 3 reasons why you should not. And if you're still convinced you want to do it, I'm going to give you 5 things I've learned that I would suggest you do to help you succeed in developing your own YouTube fishing channel. So first, 3 reasons why you should. Number 1, it is actually very fun and rewarding. I enjoy it. It's a great medium to connect with people is through video. And I find that it just really connects me with a whole different group of people than I would normally connect with through typical social media channels. So I really enjoy it. So definitely worth doing because it's fun. Okay, secondly, behind Google, YouTube is the second most popular place people go to learn things, right? And so there's just whole generations of people being born into households that have no parents who fish or grandparents who fish or hunt. And I depended greatly on YouTube to help me become a better angler, to help me become a hunter. My family never hunted. I learned almost all of that through YouTube. So it's a great place to reconnect people with nature and through fishing and hunting and foraging. And that's why I always encourage people to keep putting content on YouTube. Okay, and thirdly is teaching something also makes you better at it. I think it makes you learn faster. So teaching and showing other people how to fish just makes you a better angler overall, and you'll develop faster as an angler if you're having to educate others about it. Okay, let's talk about 3 reasons not to make a YouTube channel. 1 is to make money. It's not that big of a money maker. I know that some channels have experienced great success and probably are making a decent amount of money off of it, but the vast majority of channels are like mine, and they show slow, steady growth with their viewership. And even a really good video of mine is not going to cover much more than my costs and a little bit more. It's really a very challenging way to make a living, and if you try to make it about making a living or making a lot of money, I think you're going to be disappointed. So don't get into it. If you experience success, then it's a bonus, but I don't think that's the reason you should start it. The second reason I wouldn't start a YouTube channel is if you're very limited on time to go fishing as it is, it's not going to afford you more opportunity. It takes up a lot more time to set up cameras, set up fish finders, think about your filming. It adds another level of stress and definitely takes away from the experience for me, which is why I try to take breaks from it. Like every few months, I'll just 1 or 2 weeks, not going to make any content and just focus on fishing for myself. Third is if you're the kind of person who needs immediate success in order to feel inspired to keep doing something, it's a long, slow haul on YouTube. It takes a lot of time to invest in videos and editing, and a lot of your first videos maybe only get 100 views or less before you start to gain some traction. So it takes time and patience, and you'll see other people succeeding much faster than you are with maybe not the greatest level of quality of content, but it's just how the algorithm falls. And some people just experience success faster than others, and I think it has nothing to do with whether or not it's warranted. Okay, so after all that, if you're still feeling like you want to make a YouTube fishing channel, or you already have one, and you're just looking at ways to help it grow, here are my 5 tips for helping your channel succeed. Okay, number 1, set reasonable goals that define your success. Because if you set reasonable goals and you meet those goals, it makes it much more fulfilling. I am a regional channel that focuses on ice fishing and kayak fishing. That's not exactly a huge audience base. So when I set out several years ago, I started my channel, I was just throwing videos kind of at random. It wasn't really something important to me. But this past year, I decided I'd double down, and my goal was to ultimately try to get to 30,000 subscribers within the next 3 years. And that seems like a lot, but I got over 7,000 in the last year just by producing 2 decent quality videos a week. Obviously, not everybody can do that, but you don't necessarily need to do that in order to enjoy success. It just depends on what your goals are, what type of content you produce. I've seen some very small catch and cook channels become huge in this region because they have a broader audience. So it just depends on what your goals are. If your goals is just to make videos and have fun and share them with your friends, perfect, easy goal to meet. But if you have goals specifically related to subscriber count or viewer count, then yeah, you need to make those reasonable expectations. Number 2, and this is a big one for a lot of channels I see, is you got to invest in some decent cameras and mics. Filming out here, this is a nice day, so it's easy, but most of the time we're dealing with wind, dogs barking, airplanes, motor noises from boats and vehicles. It is a noisy world. You'll quickly learn if you go out and film and try and capture audio. It's a challenge. It is such a loud world we live in. There's so many loud human noises that will just blow out your mics, especially if you don't have external mics. So invest in decent quality mics. I'll put links to the cameras I use below. It makes a huge difference. And I notice my viewers have even said frequently since I upgraded my cameras about 2 years ago, I get tons of comments about how clear the video is and how good the audio is. Number 3, upload regularly. Now, I'm not saying that you got to upload lots, okay? That's definitely a strategy for helping a channel grow. Like, for example, Fishing Addicts Northwest, they're doing like 3-5 videos a week. I mean, they're just pumping out huge quantities of content, and you just gain traction that way. Personally, that's not sustainable for me, and I think it's not sustainable for a lot of people. So what I recommend doing is just set like reasonable goals. 1 video a week. How about 1 video a month? I mean, just regularly set that goal that you're going to regularly publish and start working towards that goal. Okay, number 4, work on your thumbnails and your titles. Okay, what gets people to click on your video is not the quality of the content. It's what they see on that thumbnail or in the title. And think about what's eye-catching. You know, on thumbnails, if you're going to put lettering or anything like that, don't use red because YouTube's got a lot of red on it and it just doesn't catch the eye. Use something that really pops against the background. Okay, and you want something catchy. Same thing with the title. What I do when I'm thinking about titles, let's say I went kokanee fishing in my kayak in winter. I would start typing into the search thing, you know, kayak fishing, kokanee, and just see what comes up, because search engine optimization will start pulling out some suggestions for you. Cater your titles to around those things that come up for you. Okay, you can use Google too. If you can get Google to snag one of your videos and recommend it, and for a few days, it'll push it, 5,000-10,000 views sometimes on there. So definitely invest a lot of time in your titles and your thumbnails, and it will make a big difference. Okay, number 5, focus on your views and your total watch time, not your subscriber count. Okay, people get really caught up in the subscriber count because in YouTube, you got to have at least 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel. Okay, that first 1,000 is a lot of work. But don't worry about that. If you get the views and the total watch time, the subs will come on their own. The reason that the views and total watch time is probably the most important. The reason why those two are so important is because YouTube is a company that wants people to stay on the YouTube website watching videos so that they can get exposed to more advertisers. That's just how they make money. That's the basis of it. If your videos have lots of views and long view times, then they're going to get recommended more and more by the algorithm. So focus on those. That's what's going to help your channel grow. And here's a little tip. Short videos tend not to do well on YouTube because it affects the total view time. So I noticed when I started shifting my videos to 7 minutes and longer, they got way higher viewership total, because YouTube, even if people are just watching half that video, it was driving up the total view time for that video. So make longer videos. I recommend shooting for 7 to 15 minutes. And I think you'll actually see, you're playing to the algorithm for sure, but you'll see your total viewership time and your view count go up because it's just going to get recommended more by YouTube. All right, guys, I hope this video helped you, and I hope that you guys get behind that camera and catch some fish on film and share your experiences with everybody, because we're not all so fortunate that we can get out and enjoy beautiful places to fish right in our backyard. I'll see you next time. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder. Bye, guys.